Hi guys, Lisa here from Cupcakes2Delite, and this is my shaker lolly tutorial. These cute shaker lollies, the sprinkles that move and shake inside. So if you'd like to know how to make these, here goes. You can see the sprinkles all shake inside when I give the lolly a shake. It's made from isomalt, and I'm going to use the new lolly molds from Fondant Solutions. I have my sprinkles here. They are dried. I made them using this cute little sprinkles mat from Fondant Solutions. Really, really easy to use. The sprinkles are dry. Make sure your fondant is dry. Let them dry overnight. Cute detail on each one. I've got my isomalt crystals here. I have got sprinkles, little white ones. You can use any ones, anything that you've got left over. I've got my mould, as I showed you before. My lolly sticks I need. My PME spray glaze, edible spray glaze. Blowtorch to get the bubbles out of the lollies. Not entirely necessary, but it is a good idea to get bubbles out. The sea-themed ones, it doesn't really matter too much if there are bubbles in, but if you want crystal clear ones, you are going to need to use a blowtorch to make your lollies. Right, let's get started. Right, my isomalt is melted and ready to go. I've got it in a little silicone container. It is recommended to wear gloves with isomalt. It is extremely, extremely hot and dangerous. I'm just not wearing gloves now because it's quite difficult for me to show you in the video how to do this. I've popped my lolly stick here into the groove in the Fondant Solutions mold. You can pop it in afterwards, but just whatever you do, don't pour isomalt and then put the stick in like that. You are going to cause a serious burn. Right, let's go. I'm going to pour it. I'm just pouring very carefully, very gently, making sure I get a little bit over the stick there. That stick is going to be at the back of the lolly, so you do want it a little bit covered, just to make it sure it's secure. And I've just filled isomalt all the way so that it's flush with the top of the mold. Now I'm going to let it set. Whatever you do, never test your isomalt, never put your finger on it to test whether it's set. You can always just gently lift from the side and then release the mold and see whether it's set or not. I would leave it for a good 30 minutes now. Depending on the weather, you might need to leave it for longer. Just leave it there. Don't be impatient. Let it set. Once it's set, I'm going to show you how to unmold it. I haven't got bubbles in mine. I melted my isomalt in a pot on the stove, and then I poured it into this silicone container and just waited a while just for the bubbles to come to the top and to release. I'm going to wait for that to set and then we'll be back. My lollies should be set after half an hour, so I can just release them like that and I can see that they're set, they're coming loose. Pop them out. Try not to handle them too much. Releases. Pop the other one out and just turn them that way. I just wanted to show you my gloves that I normally wear. I wear a pair of cotton gloves, and if I'm handling a lot of isomalt, I'll put these gloves on top as well, just to prevent any burns. Pop those out the way. Right, I also want to show you this is a funny shaped silicone bowl. It would be easier to have a round one, but whatever's left over can just be released and popped back and remelted. So don't throw that away, you can reuse that. Right, I have my lollies here. You can see there's an inside hollow section and then the flat section at the back. If you go and blowtorch the bubbles out the back and you blowtorch too much, You're going to heat the isomalt, but it actually will not remain flat at the back. So you've got to be very, very careful how you blowtorch the back there. Just make sure everything's out the way. And I'm gently going to go over. These are the backs of both lollies. Just gently go over them, just to release any bubbles. And I'm not going to do too much on the back. Just wait for that to dry a little bit. And then turn them over. And this is where you do want to get bubbles out of them. Okay, just see if I can give you a clearer view. So you can see there are bubbles and it's not as clear as I'd like. So I'm going to gently blowtorch those. Just do a little bit at a time. You can see the sections where it is clearing. Just want to move that so you can see it more clearly. And now you can actually see the mat through. This is a Teflon mat, and these are really important when working with isomalt, because if you pour isomalt onto your counter or any surface other than a stainless steel surface, you are going to crack it. So you need to protect your surface, and you can see now how, now see those bubbles are coming out. And now I have clear lollies, almost clear. And I'm going to leave it at that. Just wait for them to cool. Just lift it up to show you. And now I have a transparent lolly. I'm going to wait for those to dry completely. I'm going to wait for then do the next step. I am now going to spray the lollies with the PME edible glaze. And you do, again, need to protect whatever surface you are spraying near really, really well, because whatever this spray gets onto, you are not going to be able to clean it off. It's really sticky and gooey if it's sprayed onto anything other than your lollies. So I have a box. This is just the cup of a top of a cake box. And I'm just going to give this a good shake. And then just gently spray across the lollies. And this will make sure that the lollies don't turn opaque, they stay clear. So I've sprayed the insides, I'm going to let it dry, and you can spray your lolly, you can spray the other sides when the lolly is completed. While I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm just going to chat to you about flavoring your isomalt. It is advisable to use an oil-based flavoring, it does work the best, but I have used the Flavor Nation with great success. Isomalt's not sweet, so it does make the isomalt more tasty. And remember, isomalt is made from beet sugar, so it doesn't taste like a traditional sweet lollipop, and probably not advisable to eat too many of them. Right, then we are going to now put in our sprinkles. So again, I told you about those Fondant Solutions. I just am in love with these mermaid tails. And you can pop in as many or as few as you want. The back of the lolly pops on the other side. So I'm just popping some of these into the hollow. And just going to make sure that my mermaid tails are all facing the front. And then I'm going to add sprinkles, just a few in there, maybe some silver ones, just for a different size, and 1 or 2 big ones. Right, those are my shakers. Now what I need to do is I need to heat that rim and put it on there, and it has to be done fairly quickly, because once you heat it and it's a bit melted, it does dry quite quickly. So you need to work quite quickly at this stage. I'm choosing to heat this rim because if I go and now blowtorch this rim, I might catch some of the mermaid tails and melt them, and I don't want them sticking to the isomalt at all. So I'm going to move that a little bit out the way, move that out the way there, and I'm just going to melt the rim. Not too much that it completely disintegrates, and just pop it onto my lolly, press it down, just wait for it to dry. Once I feel that that is secure and melted together on, if it's not and you are able to pop it off easily, then just take it off, reheat the edge, and you can start again, and voila, there's my shaker lolly. Just get it in a better light. And because I've sprayed the edible glaze on the inside, it allows the sprinkles to move freely and they won't stick. That's the back of my lolly and the front. And you can put whatever sprinkles you choose in there, any theme and any color. I would now go and spray this with the PME edible glaze, purely because if I leave this like this and I don't put it into a plastic packet, it is going to turn opaque. Whereas if I spray it, it will remain transparent. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Thank you, Fondant Solutions. Your molds are amazing. So excited to be able to use them and to play with them. Can't wait to see what you have next.